Good afternoon, Britain. Let's get right into the news.
Pensioners managed to steal 14 million's worth of jewellery from Hatton Garden Jewellery Store.
This took place on the Easter Bank holiday weekend 2015. There was a group of 7 men, which included Terry Perkins, which was the ringleader behind this operation. This was the biggest burglary carried out in England's history.
They managed to get through a back door of the security deposit store, then disabled the security system. They managed to get through all the security measures that were in place to get to the main vault. However, when they were using the heavy-duty drill, they hit the back of one of the safety deposit boxes.
Therefore, they didn't have the strength to push the boxes over, as they are old as hell. They had to return the next day with something strong enough to push the boxes over to steal even more jewellery. Typically, robbers always want more.
You're right there, Jack, you're right. As a result of this, public lost trust and confidence with the jewellery store, and mainly the police.
As the police failed to respond to the alarms, the police were told an alarm went off after midnight on Good Friday, but Scotland Yard marked as no response required. Breaking news, a suspected terrorist attack on London Bridge. We now go to reporters Fabio and Ben at the scene.
Thanks, Jack. Yeah, cheers, thanks. We just had a report of a van carrying 3 suspected terrorists, all armed with knives, on London Bridge behind me. Right, how many on there? What on this? Okay.
Right, so there was a van carrying 3 terrorists, like Fabio has said. The van mounted the footpath and rammed into people and then crashed at the end of the bridge. They continued their rampage on foot, stabbing and killing members of the public on the bridge and at Borough Market. Then 8 minutes after the first report came in, the police had shot dead the 3 terrorists.
This is a tragic event that affected many people, and our thoughts and prayers go out to the families of the victims. This also affected the general public of London, as they all felt unsafe. And we have also been informed that the market has shut down due to the investigation. This has a knock-on effect on businesses, as they will lose out on the business.
So to stop something like this happening again, the government could place something called anti-terrorist bollards at the start and end of the bridges, which can stop and even prevent vehicles from mounting the pavement, killing or even hurting other members of the public, either accidentally or on purpose.
However, the anti-terrorist bollards will cause bottlenecking between pedestrians and cyclists. The attack poses many threats to the UK, as we have just had reports that ISIS have claimed this attack and which could inspire people with extremist views to take part in another attack on the UK.
We want to express that this attack was done by Islamic extremists, not the Muslim community, as this is prominent in London. We do not want this attack to provoke any revenge attacks against the Muslim community.
These three terrorists were already on a terrorist watch list. So the way to prevent this would be facial recognition in key spots of London, which would prevent the driver from getting any closer to the bridge. And back to you, Ben and Jack, in the studio.
Fabio and Ben, what a horrible event. We'll keep you updated. Now over to James reporting on an incident in East London.
Good night. Oh, okay, cheers. Cheers, Ben. So PC Stuart Alton suffered 60 machete wounds last night. It was just a regular traffic stop, but Mohammed Radwan got out of his van and attacked a police officer. He used his taser, but didn't make enough contact between the 2 points. He had gashes in his head and was rushed straight to hospital. An impact on the police is that there were an officer down at the time. This would have impacted him for a few months. He's hospitalised for a few months. The ambulance service, they would have had to call out him, take him to hospital. Any surgery that needed to be done would have taken a while. And an impact on PC Stuart Alton would be the fact that his uniform would have been ripped. I mean, his stab vest would have been destroyed, they would have had to change that. That's more cost, more taxes. You know, they'd have to cover this PC with another officer. They would have also had to pay this officer that got attacked for the months and months and months of his recovery. Anyway, yeah, back to you, Ben.
Thanks, James. Today is the anniversary of the Manchester bombings, unfortunately, and we would just like to go over this tragic event and just to refresh the memories of what actually happened that day.
So at the Manchester Arena there was a suicide bombing attack. A radical Islamic terrorist detonated a shrapnel-laden homemade bomb as people were leaving the Ariana Grande concert, which killed 22 people and injured many more.
Our thoughts and prayers go out to the families of the victims.
Because of this attack, the arena was shut for many days while they investigated and repaired, which would be a considerable financial loss to the owner of the arena.
From this attack, many events like football matches and concerts have increased the amount of security. Even though this makes the people feel safer, the cost of these security measures have increased greatly, and this would increase maybe the national tax in the area because the council have to pay more police officers to be at those events.
And the housing and car insurance may also increase because of the Manchester Arena and because of the security breach.
However, from this attack, the fire service got a lot of public backlash, as their response time was quite slow, saying from the police, as the police were failed to give them clear information about the attack, which led to a 2-hour delay for the fire service to arrive at the arena.
And this affected the police service and the fire service reputation, which led fewer people to wanting to join.
Thank you for listening to TDN News.
Tune in next week with the dankest news.